Bonjour tout le monde and welcome back to another French video from Marat. In today's video we are going to be taking a closer look at another French verb conjugation, le futur simple. Let's begin! To start off, let's take a look at when and how futur simple is used. Futur simple is used to talk about things that will happen in the future. These can be future intentions, something that you will actually do in the future, or making predictions about the future. Now that we know when to use futur simple, let's take a look at the conjugation. In order to successfully conjugate in futur simple, it is important to review the avoir conjugation. J'ai, tu as, il, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils, elles ont. There are two main steps when conjugating in futur simple. Step 1 is to use the infinitive or the radical form of the verb. If the infinitive ends with an E, we have to remove it. Step 2 is to add the avoir endings to the end of the radical. So for je, it's AI, for tu, it's AS, for il, elle, it's A, for nous, it's ONS, for vous, it's EZ, and for il, elle, pluriel, it's ONT. Let's look at a couple of examples using our three families of verbs, ER verb, IR verb, and RE verbs. The first one is ER verb, and we'll be looking at manger. So step 1 is to use the infinitive of the verb. So in this case, it will be manger. Step 2 is to add the avoir ending to the end of the radical. So it will be je mangerai, tu mangeras, il, elle mangera, nous mangerons, vous mangerez, ils, elles mangeront. Next example is IR verb, choisir. So step 1 is to use the infinitive of the verb, which in this case is choisir. Step 2 is to add the avoir ending to the end of the radical. So it will be je choisirai, tu choisiras, il, elle choisira, nous choisirons, vous choisirez, ils, elles choisiront. The last example is RE verb, vendre. Step 1 is to use the infinitive of the verb. Now in this case, since vendre ends with the E, it must be removed. So the new radical would be V-E-N-D-R. Step 2 is to add the avoir ending to the end of the radical. So it will be je vendrai, tu vendras, il, elle vendra, nous vendrons, vous vendrez, ils, elles vendront. Not all regular verbs are conjugated like the ones shown in previous examples. There are a couple of exceptions. Verbs that have an E plus consonant plus ER change the first E into an E with an accent grave. So peser would become je pèserai. Verbs that have an LER or TR at the end double their consonant, so jeter would become nous jetterons, and appeler will become il appellera. Additionally, verbs ending with YER, the Y is replaced with an I, so in employer it will be elle employera. Verbs ending in RIR, the I is removed, so in courir it becomes ils courront. Just like any other French verb tense, there are of course going to be irregular verbs. Here are a couple of the common irregular verbs and the radicals that are used in futur simple. When conjugating them, make sure to add the avoir endings at the end of each of the radicals shown below. Here are examples with être and aller. So it will be je serai, tu seras, il, elle sera, nous serons, vous serez, ils, elles seront. And for aller, it will be j'irai, tu iras, il, elle ira, nous irons, vous irez, ils, elles iront. For the last part of this lesson, I'm going to be showing you guys some example sentences using futur simple. In English, futur simple translates to will plus an action. For example, demain, Sarah ira à l'école. Tomorrow, Sarah will go to school. So in this case, we have will plus our action, which is go. Je mangerai de la nourriture plus tard. I will eat food later. So in this case, we have will and our action eat. Nous prendrons le train pour Paris. We will take the train to Paris. So we have will plus our action take. And that's it for today's video. Merci tout le monde. À la prochaine.